to me. Yeah.
Welcome to the Johnny Binder Show. The views and opinions expressed by guests and clips presented on this program are their own and do not represent the views of the Johnny Binder Show. The content provided is for informational and commentary purposes only. The show makes no claim of veracity or independent verification. Viewer discretion is advised.
Dear God, I know life isn't promised to anybody. So I thank you for allowing me another day, because I know life is a privilege. I ask that you always keep me aware of the way I spend my time. Sometimes I feel like I need to be laser focused and only give energy to what take me to a higher place in my profession. Other times I feel like life is too short to only focus on my dreams, and I try to live in the moment and make sure that I'm not wasting my life only chasing and never experiencing. God, I don't want to take my God-given gifts for granted, but neither do I want to take my gift of freedom, family, and friendship for granted. God, I ask that you help me balance who I'm becoming with who I am right now, and be grateful in both places. Amen.
The mother of Karmelo Anthony.
Same crime, different justice. Same pain, different price. One gets mercy, one gets prison. Tell me how there's justice in your eyes. Same crime, different justice. Same tears falling from the sky. If the law is really blind, why do we get different lives? Texas says stand your ground, fight back when you fear for your life. But some folks get the benefit of doubt, while others pay a higher price. Self-defense sounds good on paper until the faces start to change. Then suddenly the story's different, and the scales don't weigh the same. The law is supposed to be blind. The law, that's what we've all been told. But too many families keep wondering why justice feels bought and sold. I ain't asking for special treatment. I ain't asking for revenge. Just make the rules mean the same thing, no matter where the story begins. Same crime, different justice. Same pain, different price. One gets mercy, one gets prison. Tell me how that's justice in your eyes.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. And what he said makes sense now more than ever, because they study disrespecting us in every manner. The government is no good. It's not even good for itself. And with a no good person like we got, and this man is narcissistic, and the whole America's just flapping, and everybody's happy hour now. And I understand, because they want to be happy for an hour. I understand. Don't go no further than that to get no drunk case. But it's sad. So we're going to open up with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, give you freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and joy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is at the Johnny Binder Show. This is God's show, really. And, we've been victorious and successful. We come on to get stuff straight. We not here for gossip. We solution-based. We not gossip-based. Never will be. So we want to clear up some things. This case is not right, what we see. We have enough evidence to beat it. And I'm still trying to get to the mother. I done sent everything. And I've been waiting for Charleston White to call me because I done sent word to him by everybody. I want to talk to you, brother. I want you to come back on here, brother, and apologize for what you said. That if that brother called you, you would say no. Come on, Charleston. You can't say that, man. You're a freedom fighter, man. I honor you and respect you. Don't ever get in your emotions. Remember how powerful you are, brother. You say something, you got 1 million people listening, brother. I got 1 million over here. So again, brother, we got to watch what we say when we're on here and help responsible of what we say and how we say it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the song the lady sung, just is supposed to be blind, but we don't believe that. We don't believe that. The judge done recused himself. He gone. He retired. But the same dude that threatened to take his life, he'd bring his bond from 1 million to 250 and then let him have a GoFundMe and everything. But he takes Karmelo's, he go out with a bang. Let's go.
Welcome to the Johnny Binder Show, everyone. Today, our subject is Truth on Trial, Courtroom Revelation, the Karmelo Anthony case. So I know that Karmelo Anthony, we're going to continue to talk about that case. We do have a clip we want to play later in the show to show a little of what one of the reporters, an independent Black reporter, his take on what he saw in the courtroom and where we may have gotten some things wrong. And he just kind of fact checks us and also expose some of the things that he saw, especially with the tapes that were entered into evidence.
Got 35.
And in addition to that, we have a new panelist joining us today. In addition to Miss Price, we have Julian Taylor. So Miss Julian, I'm going to go ahead and add you to the stage. And let me make an adjustment because you can't see me either. There we go. We're all on here together. So hi, Mr. Julian. It's a pleasure having you today. And just weigh in as you feel comfortable as we go through the show. And for all those watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, please comment, like, subscribe, share. This is your show. And man, y'all have been heating up in the comments lately. I like everything that has been said. I got a lot of catch up to do. Y'all are commenting faster than I've been able to respond. But thank you. Keep it coming. Keep it engaged. Y'all have, even though people have different opinions shown, y'all have kept it respectful. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this first clip. Now, this first clip is not about Karmelo Anthony, but it's focused on a case in Mississippi where a police officer he fired into a car and unalived a 1-year-old. And the reason given is that they were trying to escape his mother after being accused of shoplifting diapers. So we're going to jump into that, and here we go.
I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car.
An emotional retelling of events from the mother of this baby boy who was shot and killed by a Senatobia police officer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Darcy Thomas. Lewis Bolden has the night off. Now, that 1-year-old baby boy was shot Sunday at the Walmart off of Highway 51 in Senatobia, Mississippi. Police said they were responding to a shoplifting call, and the driver of the car drove towards the officers. That's when an officer fired into the car, hitting the baby, Cohen Wiley. Well, today, supporters of baby Cohen and his family have set up a memorial at the Walmart in Senatobia. The store reopened this morning after temporarily closing last night following a protest. Now, that protest was also met with tear gas last night, and Fox 13 was there when officers used the chemicals trying to disperse a crowd that had gathered in front of the door. Fox 13's Rob Sneed and our photographer were both hit with smoke and gas. Rob is back in Senatobia tonight. Rob, baby Cohen's mother is now sharing actually her side of what happened.
Good evening to you, Darcy. It was very apparent that mother was very upset, recounting how she witnessed her child dying right in front of her. And as you mentioned yesterday, with the protesters being here at the Walmart here off of 51, the air is much clearer tonight because there aren't anyone here. You have a few law enforcement up here kind of watching the area, but in terms of the amount of demonstrators, protesters that were out here, the amount of police officers, deputies, none of that tonight as business goes on as usual, but still the community wanting transparency.
One of the shots hit him in his rib cage, and the other shots hit her in her arm and her thigh. And we left and went to Senatobia hospital where he was pronounced dead.
A mother reliving her worst moment of her life. In the video, civil rights attorney Ben Crump's office released today. Valasia Wiley says police officers killed her 1-year-old son, Cohen Wiley, during an encounter with law enforcement outside of this Senatobia Walmart. Wiley says she, her son, and another woman were leaving the store when officers approached. She says she tried to show officers that her child was inside the vehicle.
I raised my baby up trying to show them that he was in the car. So she was backing up and she hit a car as I was opening the door, so the door flew back in. By the time I sat my baby down, it was like 3 to 4 shots.
Wiley says gunfire erupted as the vehicle backed away, and she says her son was struck by a bullet. The driver was also hit, and they took Cohen to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
They tried to say that she forcefully was trying to drive and hit them, but they was all on the right side, and she was driving towards the left. They just personally just shot in the car.
The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is investigating the shooting, and they said it would be transparent. But days later, the officer involved has not been identified. For Cohen's family, the wait for answers continue as they grieve the loss of a little boy who never made it home.
And tonight, Wiley also says that she was never charged with a crime. Now, tonight, that boy's family, they say that they want accountability and they want answers. Now, this isn't the first time transparency issues in the city have come up. The details coming up on Fox 13 News at 10. Darcy.
It's tragic. That is Fox 13's Rob Sneed reporting live in Senatobia tonight. Thank you so much, Rob.
You know, with all due respect, I might get off the show tonight. Let y'all run it. This is too much, man. To shoot that baby and to shoot in the car and the mama holding the baby up, the car backing up away from them, and the car on the left-hand side, the police on the right-hand side, if it's true what he's saying, he got a body cam on. He got a body cam on. The body cam will show the car coming toward him, but they ain't got no body cam with no car coming toward him. There was a trigger-happy damn police. We need to investigate the police immediately. He done it before. There's a trigger-happy police shot into the car. He's consistently shooting into the car 2-3 times. He tried to kill all of them. If you just really want to know, unalive. I mean, it's sad, man. At Walmart, and then they don't charge her with nothing. She ain't got nothing. We thought she stole. What she steal? Let's say she stole some diapers, a can of milk, anything. You gonna shoot in the car for something come out of Walmart? You serious? So Walmart now, that junk in there is worth our life? And you trying to say, they got to make up something, Miss Price. The car came at him. He's a lie from the pits of hell. If that car came at him, They'll have it all over the news where the car coming at him. They ain't got that. And Walmart got cameras all out there. Big Crunk gonna get all them cameras, man. This is completely out of order. These stupid, crazy police officers, when Donald Trump came to office and told them he'd give them a blanket, so they feel they can do what they want. All police not like that. I'm not sitting there saying that. But you got about 30% of them that's dirty. Dirty. And that's what he put that badge on for. We got to get his name. Talking about they didn't release his name. I know you didn't. We need to get his name and check him out. And I bet you, Miss Price, Miss Mills, and my brother, that this cop is dirty. I promise you this cop is dirty. Watch and see. There's no reason. A 1-year-old child done lost their life over damn Walmart. The baby is unalive. A 1-year-old. Supposed to have been me. You. Then we never be here. Over something in Walmart. And then you lied, talking about the car was coming after you. The girl in the back of the car trying to go the other way. The door open, the girl trying to get out. She's showing you the baby. Why would you shoot in the car where a baby at? You riding. Boy, you riding. Y'all low down, man. Y'all have no respect for us, man. Boy, but y'all, they coming, man. The God I serve, I don't know what God y'all serve. That hocus pocus God, y'all looking up there in the sky. But y'all gonna get it, man. All you wicked bastards, y'all gonna get it. It's a curse on you. And I'm praying God take every one of you like he say he is. Y'all rotten. Done killed that child. Unalive that child. 1 year old. And she showed you the baby. Why would you shoot in the car? You that racist? You that sick? You didn't shoot one. You consistently shot in the car. Wasn't no car coming at you, man. Stop. You ain't got no film, nowhere, no car coming at you. Come on, Miss Price, whoever, man. Go on. It's sad. A 1-year-old been unalive TikTok at Walmart. Ain't nothing in Walmart worth nothing. And ain't nobody in Walmart said nothing. They back as usual. And then they sprayed the people there last night. Walmart don't give a damn. Walmart don't give a damn. They ain't said nothing. Come out and say we're going to investigate to see what happened to make sure. Nothing. They ain't said nothing. You want to boycott something? Boycott Walmart. And get our own Walmart where we wouldn't even go back to them. They never got a bunch of stuff in the store. Come on, y'all.
I defer to you, Ms. Price. I think we had the same expression.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to fit. I don't know. It's because again, when you arrived on the scene, I don't even know what transpired. Were they running out of Walmart? Were they already in the car? I don't understand when they first came on the scene. Like, why would you? Because they were pulling off going forward. Why would you just pull out your gun and start shooting in the car? Like, do you even know? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying some of their official report, they were saying that they of course were trying to run over the police.
What else they gonna say? They're trying to justify.
They can't find anything else to say, like Minister said.
But what I'm saying is, when you arrived on the scene, because you didn't even approach the car, you didn't even, say, hey, or put your sirens on or whatever. You just got out your car and started shooting at a car.
They were accused of shoplifting.
Accused of shoplifting, but you don't know if they actually shoplifted. And then she wasn't even charged. So
who was doing what?
What's going on?
It's a lot of unanswered questions, but
It's
no matter
always
what,
unanswered questions when it
yeah.
comes to police officers doing something that they know is bad behavior. Unprofessionalism. It's
A
always a
1-year-old
cover up.
baby, a 1-year-old baby is unalive behind a racist Ku Klux Klan ass police. Yeah, TikTok. I'm hot, man. 1-year-old baby. No chance. Oh, man. Mr. Taylor, you got something to say?
His
Mr.
microphone off.
Mr. Julian Taylor, your speaker, everything all right, brother?
His mic is off. There you go.
Julian Taylor. This is the guy I talked to last night.
Yes, sir. That's Mr. Taylor.
Mr. Taylor,
Maybe having some audio issues. He can chime in, but we'll keep on going. I know some of the comments that I received, a lot of you were asking how you could support Karmelo Anthony. You can write him. I do have that information that I want to share with you before we get deep into the show. You can send a letter to Karmelo. I'm going to figure out how to add this to the description. I will put this on the Johnny Binder Facebook page and pin it up at the top so that you can find it. It's Johnny Binder Show on Facebook. I will put it there, and I'll figure out how to add it to YouTube as well. I'll turn it into a link somewhere and share it on YouTube. But it has his the number, his SID number, and his TDCJ number as well, and where you can write him. It has the address there. And yeah, so, send him a little love, send him a little encouragement, and we pray that he will actually get all of our letters, because we know that not all of them always make it through, but we're going to send enough to where the love will overflow and he will receive it. So, in spirit, Karmelo and the Anthony family know that y'all are always in our prayers and covered as we press on. Mr. Taylor, are you there?
Not there, baby. Something going on with the speaker. Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to move in. I know we talked a little bit about the the unaliving threat that was made to Karmelo by a right-wing extremist. That's what they call them, but we know what they really are. So I'm going to play this clip from the Willie D Show because he covered it very well and shows the history in all angles and what this judge really did.
The judge in the Karmelo Anthony murder trial has allowed a known racist who threatened Karmelo Anthony's life to have an opportunity to go home. Yeah, fam, Jake Lane was initially held on a $1 million bond. Thanks to John Roach, that bond is now reduced to $250,000, which means he needs about $25,000 to go home. Yeah, fam. Look at this uncivilized mutt. That uncivilized mutt. Yeah. Anyway, fam, check out the story.
Details obtained exclusively by CBS Texas. Court documents revealing that a prominent right-wing activist has been charged with making a terroristic threat to allegedly kill Karmelo Anthony.
And this is what I'm doing here. I'm just giving you the timeline right here. I'll play the bond reduction in a minute.
Jake Lang spent 4 years in prison for the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Our J.D. Miles with the exclusive new details from the Cullen County Courthouse.
We reported on this arrest last week, but up until now, it hasn't been revealed what led to it. Jake Lang was out here earlier this month with hundreds of other demonstrators. We learned today from court documents he was reportedly recorded on a live stream video saying that he was going to kill Karmelo Anthony with a gunshot to the head.
Fix your culture. Fix your culture.
These are some of the videos that show right-wing activist Jake Lang confronting supporters of Karmelo Anthony outside the Collin County Courthouse.
Let me just stop for a moment. I can't let this slide, fam. Fix your culture. What culture does he belong to? Because that uncivilized mutt just did 4 years in a federal penitentiary for trying to overthrow the government. That uncivilized mutt goes city to city to city to city, trying to provoke people into violence. He's trying to start a race war. He is a criminal, a known criminal, a provocateur, an instigator. He is what people consider white trash. And he talks about fix your culture. The projecting never stops.
First day of testimony in Anthony's murder trial. It was on that day, June 4th, when authorities say Lang was recorded on video saying to someone, "He won't be playing basketball. I will be waiting outside this courthouse." Guess what? Headshot done. Authorities say an unidentified individual responded, "So are you going to kill Karmelo Anthony?" To which Lang reportedly answered, "Yes, yes, I will." The Texas Fusion Center, which was covertly monitoring the courthouse for threats, along with social media and live streams, used facial recognition technology to identify Jake Lang as the person on the video making the threat to Anthony's life. The 31-year-old from Florida was arrested while trying to leave the state and has been in the Collin County Jail with a $1 million bond, charged with making a terroristic threat. It's a felony that comes with a 2 to 10-year sentence if convicted. Here is a recording of the live stream, which got Lang in serious trouble.
And I'll be right here too.
Headshot.
And I'll be right here too. So you gonna kill him? Yes. So you gonna kill Karmelo Anthony? Yes, I will.
Lang has a history of arrests since he was pardoned by President Trump after spending 4 years in prison for the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol. At the time of this latest arrest, authorities say Lang was already violating a criminal trespass warning he received outside the Collin County Courthouse 2 days earlier.
So he has a history of arrest since he had his sentence reduced by Donald Trump, your president. He has a history since he was pardoned, since he was granted clemency. Since he was granted clemency, he has a history of arrests. Can somebody say uncivilized? If there is a candidate who qualifies for not being able to live in a civilized society, it would be Jake Lang. He is an animal. He needs to be caged. He has shown time and time again the propensity to not be able to operate, to live inside of a civilized society. You must arrest this animal to save the rest of society. He is an animal. He should be locked up, caged.
From the property for 30 days. CBS News Texas discovered that Lang has an online fundraising account that's collected nearly $50,000 on the exact same crowdfunding website as one that just days ago shut down an account to collect money for the family of Karmelo Anthony.
So Give, Send, Go allows a known racist, a known instigator, a person who's made threats, who was arrested for terroristic threats, to raise funds. But they won't allow the family of Karmelo Anthony to raise funds.
I'm gonna pause it right here because I want to say they also allow Chud the Builder to raise funds on this same platform. Even though the judge blocked Chud the Builder from getting the funds, his account was allowed to be open, and and he's still collecting funds for a release that he will never have after he is been in jail for attempted unaliving of a Black man at a courthouse in, is it South Carolina? Tennessee. It's in Tennessee. So yeah, I don't know what can be done about give, send, go. If anybody has any ideas as to how we can impact their business and because of their injustice, y'all please chime in the comments. I take any and all suggestions, but I'm just befunkled by this. Minister?
Yes, TikTok, one more time. You just put up the word, we did something. That was I know this one ain't no co-host. This was the producer on the show talking about what happened. Then we had Willie D on one of the biggest shows in Houston speaking about what happened. Ain't nobody did nothing here. So I'm confused that you came on and said that we was doing something. Nobody did anything. Play it back and listen to it for yourself. I'm super intelligent. I know we don't make threats on here. We don't do that. We super intelligent. We don't do that. That guy do it because he told the girl, said, that's what you're going to do? He said, yeah. Now, we can't stop him from saying that. He said it. So it was played. It's my first time seeing it. So we ain't going to play it again, but it was played. And they let him raise money. Somebody going to unalive somebody, but somebody that self-defense and try to save his life because he felt that 4 young boys was going to hurt him. But he got 35 years, but he can't raise no money. But here goes somebody just did 4 years for breaking in the Capitol, then got out, and he go again and say going to lie the boy and put him in the head. So I'm like, Willie D, what the hell going on? And the judge, he's running, trying to get his little pension and his money to go because he know everything coming at him. That whole kangaroo courtroom he had the other day. They knew, both of them lawyers knew each other. That was a setup. They knew it was all white jury. They struck all the blacks out. All this was a setup. Simple as that.
Okay.
So
we're going to go ahead and pick back up a little bit.
Let's go. I had to get that TikTok. No, we ain't done that.
For themselves. Karmelo Anthony's family has been displaced because of the threats on their lives. They've had to leave their place of work. They can't just work where they used to work at anymore because the uncivilized mutts are making threats and pulling up on their job. Jake Lane was one of them, I believe, that pulled up to Drew Anthony's job and harassed him. So much so that he had to leave his place of work. So they need financial support to help them as they navigate through this court system with their son. These are innocent people. Karmelo Anthony's parents didn't hurt anybody. They didn't kill anybody. They didn't threaten anybody. But yet, give, send, go, stinking asses, pull their fundraiser, make it make sense. You can't.
Lang is scheduled to appear for a bond hearing tomorrow in the same court in front of the same judge, John Roach Jr., who presided over the Karmelo Anthony murder trial. In McKinney, wow. J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.
Okay, let me just say this, fam. Jake Lane is a classic right-wing coward. He is a coward who only attacks when he has size, numbers, or weaponry. This is what they do. This is their MO. Size, weaponry, numbers. That's the only time they attack. And one of the primary reasons they attack is members of law enforcement protect them. The courts protect them. Take that protection away, and those cowards stay at home on the internet and just anonymously. That's what they would be doing, anonymously. That's who they are. Jake Lane is a coward. I got 4K proof that he's a coward. Check this out.
Drawn in response to the presence of out-of-state right-wing influencer and
I'm
pardoned
gonna go in
January
the
6th
interest of
rioter
time. I'm
Jake
gonna skip
Lang.
over this part.
Trump and God bless legal.
God bless America. As long as they say our country, they think they can do anything that they want to do. And again, the primary reason that these uncivilized mutts behave that way is, number one, they were untrained by their mammies and pappies. That's number one. But number two, the police gives them refuge. The courts give them relief. Yeah. Take that away, and these cowards.
That's what it is. Come on, baby.
Oh, I thought you were making a comment. I'm a
will mind their business
through these comments because I
because
want to
he
get
said
to
some
the
other
point
stuff,
about the
acting like
judge.
they were trying to help me. What you give me? One thing about it, I'm gonna be consistent. Trying to get the dummies while he was inside the car. Not when I'm right.
Out by counter-protesters and music. And our neighbors' protests say they firmly clear.
I thought
that's all, fam. That's all. I just want to see how much, show you how much of a coward he is. His words, his threatening words, mean nothing to a civilized go out and do something to risk their life and risk their freedom.
Okay, I thought he had on here also the portion showing where the judge had reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000, and we saw in the Go Give Sin he has enough money to bond out if they allow him to use it, which I'm quite sure they will. Quite sure they will.
Well, I want to thank Willie D. I want to give him a hand clap. He's on top of his business. He's tight. I like what he's doing about that uncivilized mutt that he's speaking about. I agree with him. And that mutt, God gonna deal with him and whatever else. So again, he running around talking about he gonna do something to unalive people. We ain't scared of you, boy. It's a new day. We not scared of you. So I don't know who you talking to, but we humble, we're respectful, but we're not scared of you, man. Believe that. My number is 281-896-8215. Call me. Call me. Yeah. Yeah, you a cold racist, boy. You and Donald Trump need to get married. Yeah, for real. Y'all just alike. You're sick, boy. You're sick. And people like you going to hell with a gasoline jacket on. So you like a net on the elephant's ass when you talk to me. I don't even know you back there. So, let's go. Thank you, Willie D.
Yes. And I had this clip a while back, and I wanted to go ahead and share it too. It's kind of a different take on, it is a different take on the different point of view of the Karmelo Anthony case.
My brother was jumped and stabbed to death 20 years ago. So naturally people ask how I feel about Karmelo Anthony. 35 years, and my answer might make some people uncomfortable. I don't see a monster. I see a kid who was scared. My brother was jumped, he was stabbed to death, and he was the one being attacked, and he didn't have a thing in his hands to stop it. Now, I have spent the last 20 years asking a question that I can't put down. What if my brother had a knife that night? Would he be alive? Would he have been the one who walked away because he protected himself? And if he had, would they have called him a murderer? Would they have given him 35 years? And that's what I see in Karmelo, a kid who was being jumped, a kid who was being antagonized, a scared kid who reached for the only thing that meant he might make it home. he lived, and living got him 35 years. And that's a sentence I don't believe that his white peers would get in that same state. See, the boy who killed my brother is a grown man now. He was 17 when he did it, and he didn't get arrested for 17 years. For 17 years, he knew what he did, and he never came forward. And yet, he was charged as a youth. And we're still waiting on sentencing. In fact, it's going to happen this Monday. And we're not sure if he will be sentenced as an adult or as a youth. Meanwhile, Karmelo in the state of Texas was 17 years old, clearly was trying to defend himself. I have a real problem with the idea that he was charged with murder because he had a knife on him. I know what it's like to lose somebody to violence, and I also know what it is to watch the system decide whose fear counts. But what I don't know firsthand is how that feels as a Black person in America. You're guilty before you even get a chance to defend yourself. What was he supposed to do? What if they had a knife and they tried to kill him? He was obviously terrified. He can't walk away because Cyrus tried that. Didn't work for him very well, did it? They can't defend themselves because 35 years for a child who was trying to protect himself? We need to have broader conversations. Karmelo was a terrified kid, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Should Karmelo have had a knife on him at a track meet? No. But the question I really want to ask is, why did he feel the need to in the first place?
No, I can't hear.
My God.
Yeah.
I don't know who that young lady is, but I would love to bring on the show for one night for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, let her say what she said again, and tell her we thank her and we honor her for speaking the truth as a white woman to come up and speak in this heated hour. Was what's her name?
You on
Whatever
mute,
name.
Mills.
Me, I'm on mute.
No, Miss Mills is on mute.
So again, I like the young lady. I love the young lady, and thank God for what she just said. And I agree with it. Mr. Julian Taylor, are you back with us? Is your speaker working this time? Are you all right? I know you know how this go. Are you all right?
He on mute too.
Julian Taylor, can you unmute your phone? We live, so you have to move kind of quick. This live. Are you on, sir? All right. When you come on, let me know. May God bless you whenever you get your mic right. But again, Catherine, I love that young lady. She did a great job. And it couldn't have been no clearer what she said. If her son would have had a cleat adjuster that they call a knife, and we done found out he pulled him into him. And the autopsy shows that. And the man there put the man on the witness stand. You talking about a cold kangaroo courtroom. That's one of the best kangaroo courtrooms been crunk up in a long time, man. We still in slavery, man. And now a 1-year-old is unalive. Man, it's too much for me, man. What's up? Let's go.
Okay. Before we go any further, I wanted to put this up again. For those of you who want to support Karmelo, you can send him a love letter. And again, I'm going to post this on the Johnny Binder Show Facebook page. I'll pin it to the top. So that is at Johnny Binder Show, at Johnny Binder Show, at symbol Johnny Binder Show on Facebook. And while you're there, if you don't normally watch us from there, go ahead and click that follow button, like, subscribe, comment. Again, across all social media platforms, we are Johnny Binder Show. Okay. So we're going to go there because I know I promised y'all that we would get into some of the testimony from another perspective. It wasn't covered by mainstream media, but it was uncovered by Black independent media that was there on hand. So I want to take a look at that for a little bit. We only have a few minutes because I know Minister is going to have to leave shortly, but we will come back and make sure that we're able to finish this out, but we'll go ahead and start.
Catherine.
Yes.
You're the COO and the producer, and you
Yes,
own
sir.
a part of this content. So whether I'm here or not here, you here. And
Well, I didn't know. I'm deferring to the host, but I don't mind carrying on.
I want to say something. If it's all right with you, I've been wanting to do this, but now I can do it now. Miss Price, the Kisha Price. You one of the few people made it this far with Catherine, and she honor you and respect you. Not because you're just beautiful, she like your intellect and your spirit. I want you, and I pray Catherine wants you to be our co-host. And I want to get your pictures and all your stuff so Catherine can add you while we shop in the package. So if you would join us and help us be a freedom fighter. We freedom fighter. We don't gossip. We freedom fighter. We solutionists. And we plan solution. We tell truth. And we want to open up vocational schools all over the country. This is what this show is for. We want to save lives. Anybody else show do what they want. But this show is for God. So we would like for you to join us. Let me ask Miss Catherine. Miss Catherine, is it all right for Miss Price, if she say yeah, would you like for her to be our co-host and come on with us? We definitely need it. What do you think about that?
I'm in agreement. I'd be happy to have you on.
Thank you.
I don't think where he's really asking you. I think you've been told.
Told? I'm voluntold.
You've been voluntold.
So, Miss Price, I'm asking you in the front of all these people, because this is going to go to a lot of people. Are you joining us and you're going to be our co-host?
It would be my pleasure.
Thank
Lord,
you.
Hit that thing, hit that thing, hit the thing, hit the button. We honor you, ladies and gentlemen. The John and Binder show is getting strong and strong. It's not my show, it's our show. These women make me stronger. I have to go tonight. I got something I gotta go do. It's powerful in what I'm doing, but you won't miss nothing. She gonna go right on with the show. I will have it on my phone looking, but she got it. She can handle it. We had 48 minutes, so she won't be on in about another 25, 30 minutes, and we will be successful. These two women can carry the show anywhere on the planet Earth, and we will be successful, ladies and gentlemen. I don't like what that 1-year-old child unalive. I'm very upset about that. That's another reason I don't want to be on there, because I really got to cool off, because I got some gangster in me. I'm nothing soft. I'm not no softy, but my gangster is from God. It ain't from the devil. So I'm going to hold my mouth, be humble, and rise above emotion and thanking in the God. And humility is the secret of greatness. But that filthy, rotten individual, that nasty police officer, he's no good. He's no good. I'm going to do everything I can to get all the stuff that I can find about him so we can get him at least 50 years. He need to go. He need to be fired. He took that child's life. Ain't no car coming. That body cam, I don't want anybody to know. Ain't nobody drove at him. Ain't nobody trying to run on no police. Stop. But that's the best thing to say, to try to justify the foolishness. And Walmart worse than that. Instead of them coming out and say, we're going to investigate it. $1 billion store, and blacks make 70% of their store, and you give us nothing back. So we're being used again. So all this boycott, Walmart, no, let's build us our own Walmart. Let's build us a Walmart. That way we won't even go there. Ain't got to boycott it. We just go to our own. Build us a Target. They ain't got no but some junk in there, and they throw it in there, you walk in there and get it. Ain't nothing fancy about that. A square building, throw a bunch of stuff in there. We had $1.3 trillion. Now we got $2.4 billion. So we got enough money to do it. Come on, y'all. Let's have some of our own like we had Black Wall Street. Damn it, and stop begging people to do for us that we can do for ourselves. Damn, our wife and our women and our children want us to stand up. If we stand up, they'll stand up with us. But how they going to stand up with us if we ain't doing nothing? Acting like a bunch of damn cowards, like we scared of them. And all you house Negroes that scared, then get to the side. Get to the side, because I don't have no fear. I'm with Malcolm X. By all means necessary. Now come at me. Come at me. Yeah. I can't be at no protest with you, boy. And you open your mouth, boy. You open your mouth, put the thing down, boy. One-on-one, let's go. Ain't all that talking. Ain't no talking. You need a whooping, boy. You ain't nothing tough. You're a coward. You're a coward. Talking about you going to unalive that boy. You're a coward. You want to whoop a child. Now, officer, this sentiment is all over America behind Donald Trump. Y'all, I give all y'all a clean slate. What is that?
For money.
Put that dirty police officer get a clean slate? And please, man, please. Please. Mr. Taylor, you, Mr. Julian, can you speak?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay.
Hey,
Yeah, I had to
Mr.
log
Taylor.
back off. Yeah, how y'all doing this evening?
We're doing great.
One child been on the line, brother, by a dirty police officer shooting in the car and lying at Walmart, talking about the car, like the little girl said, the car was backing up, by the way, then went the other way, nowhere close to him. And he didn't shoot in the car, he kept shooting in the car consistently and hit that 1-year-old child and hit the other girl in the arm or something. He was trying to unalive all of them, I guess. These dirty police officers and us black men, we so cowardly, we so scared of the police, we so scared of these people.
He went back on mute.
I don't want to say nothing. I'm scared. You're a coward. That's why you ain't gonna say nothing. You're a coward. A black woman said about 2 weeks ago, Miss Price, what's that? A black woman said about 2 weeks ago, she said, why don't y'all speak up for her? I said, ma'am, you must ain't been seeing me. I don't know where you've been, but yeah, go out to Johnny Binder show. I've been speaking to y'all for the last 30 years. So I don't know who you're talking about. Yeah, that ain't me. Yeah, because ain't nobody gonna put the hand on you. I'm standing there. Yeah, we gonna all you do is get out the way and close your eyes. When you wake back up, they'll be knocked out. Yeah, that's all you gotta do, close your eyes and get out the way. That's all you gotta do. Because I'm not gonna allow nobody to disrespect no woman when I'm there. No woman, but especially not my woman. No, I ain't going for it. Yeah, y'all out of line. If y'all can't protect your woman, do you think you're a man? Or you're a boy? And then, what you scared of? You the original man, them your children. What you scared of? Willie Lynch? Fear, distrust, and envy? You can't stand up. We can do each other, right? Fight each other, unalive each other, shoot each other. But we can't step to them and let them know, hey, man, look, we ain't got no problem with you, man. Leave our wife, women, children alone, brother. And it's also so low down, Mr. Taylor, he started shooting in the car. And the only lie they can make up to try to justify the car was coming at him. What a wonderful lie. Y'all professional telling that lie. So again, Mr. Taylor, can you hear me? It's Mike.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, you need to get your stuff right, brother. You lied. So what do you think about this child life being taken?
It's a grave misjustice on how the cops operate. Just getting up to date with this case. Just listening to you all, but from what I'm hearing, it's another misinjustice on police authority on how they interact with civilians when they come across a situation.
And thank you for saying that. And I'm so glad you man enough to come on the show and speak like that. And I pray you come on more and help us speak the truth. We solution-based and we tell truth. That's all we are, trying to help people. And one day we'll be opening up vocational school. TikTok, I got to go. I love you. I know you done did 1,000 already. My God, wait a minute. TikTok done did 1,000 in how many minutes? In 54 minutes. and did 1,054 minutes. TikTok, I love you. I love you, man. Y'all something else, man. TikTok's off the chain, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all. Y'all go on with the show. Show what you're gonna show next, Ken. My sister, y'all take over the show, all three of y'all, and may God bless you. I'll see you in a minute. I'm gonna turn my phone on while I'm driving. Y'all go. I'm leaving.
Be safe. Traveling grace, arrival, mercy to you. And y'all will keep on keeping on. So the next thing, well, before I jump into that, there was a report that Jeff Metcalf, who is Austin Metcalf's dad, has a bit of a record. And I have been trying to dig and find more. And I haven't been able to get off in there. I might have to go pay for the report.
What does record got to do with the boy?
Pardon me?
What does his record got to do with his son?
It shows a pattern of behavior is what it shows, because he is accused of SA, second degree SA.
Who father are you talking about?
Austin Metcalf.
Oh, I could have told you that. Yeah.
Oh, how did you know? What crystal ball are you using while you packing up? How did you know that?
His attitude when he came on drunk that night, calling us niggers and slavery and all that, it showed him. Then his two sons attacked him. Yeah, Hunt, he whooped him and buzzed his shuttle on. I don't know if he touched his mouth. I don't know what happened, but they whooped him.
So allegedly that the SA incident is why the wife left him to begin with. Is
He
because
stated on another platform that him and his wife aren't separated, that they are together, and all that was social media lies.
They're not together. And Collin County, I'm gonna do some digging, y'all. So I found this one clip that shows a little bit of it, but I'm going to have to go digging. And I looked, and it's a lot of Metcalfs that have done some disgusting things. But wow. it wasn't that Metcalf. It was a different Metcalf. Oh gosh, I think this is it right here.
What we were able to find out today is that Karmelo Anthony didn't just go into the tent. He asked, "Is it okay if I sit here?" Not only that, we found out that Eddie, Karmelo's friend, when he realized that Karmelo was in the tent, actually switched.
That was something different. So I'll have to find that for y'all. Pardon me?
We got 542 likes. And we got 1,000 views.
Thank you for your support, TikTok.
Thank you.
If y'all want to continue watching the show, please head on over to YouTube or Facebook or Twitch.
Tell them again.
Head over to Johnny Binder Show on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch.
And subscribe.
And so, yeah, please make sure you subscribe and like and drop us a comment while you're there. Thank y'all.
No subscribe.
And happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
So I wanted to show who this creator is. That
knowing some of y'all be going over there to No Captivity Freezy channel. I mean Democracy. The like button. I wouldn't know. I just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page, because it sounds like they did a cut, because he said they started off on the West Wing. They started off on the West Wing, but it was two sides. It was the East and the West. It sounds like they did a cut and paste. They gave.
So this man that you see on stage is Mel Watching the World 777. I would encourage everybody to go look at the long form. It is over 2.5 hours, so I couldn't, of course, come back and show a 2.5 hour video. So we're using this particular one, but Mr. Mel was actually in the courtroom. during the trial.
The West, and then they switched it to the East. It wasn't just a full video from one viewpoint. That's what it sounded like so far already. Let's keep going.
In the video, when he was being arrested, he had on like sweatpants, some dark blue sweatpants. You see Karmelo, you see his little, I call them dreads. I don't know the modern vernacular. I don't know. Anyway, you see it's him. He comes into the stadium. It's raining. He looks around and then he goes back out. Then they show him come back into the stadium again. Then he starts walking the way of the tents. He's walking along and he walks out of the frame of the West video. So he walks out. So then the video expert explains that there's a gap between the West video and the East video. So you don't know what he's doing at that time. Okay. The video in its totality, I believe it was 12 minutes. That's what they told us in court, 12 minutes. Okay. I have to briefly just tell you guys this, but let me just explain this before I tell you. So when the East video starts, it cuts right through the tent. So you don't get to see him actually walking up. The tent is cut off. Okay. Same thing that some of these people are saying that claim they see a separate video. Okay. So it's the same angle. That let me know we're seeing the same video. But that's a whole different story for another day. You see about 5 or 6 guys. You can tell all.
All right. So now I'm thinking that the people that's
walking along look like they're having the time of their life, look like some of them are fumbling around. You know how young guys do. And they walk through the parking lot and they show us different angles and they're walking along. Okay. They get to, let's say, the entrance of the stadium and maybe 2 of them veer off. One maybe goes this way. And then you see 3 or 4 guys, right? They're walking up to the tent. According to court testimony, Austin arrives at 9:54. Okay, we went through this last night. Karmelo arrives at 9:56. So not only do we see the time that Karmelo arrives, the testimony tells us they stayed in court that Karmelo arrived 2 minutes after Austin did. Okay. So that's 9:56. Karmelo enters the tent. He sits at the top right-hand corner. If you're looking at the tent from the field, he's sitting in that top corner. Okay. Some people who say they saw another video, they claim he was sitting there for 9 minutes. That's not what we saw in court. Okay. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. I'm just telling you what we saw in court. So then Karmelo gets there at 9:56. At 10 o'clock and 48 seconds, guys, listen, I don't write down 48 seconds for my health. I'm not making this up, right? I'm writing down the time on the screen. I'm in there working, right? I'm getting all the details because I realize this case is going to be a problem. Okay, so 10 o'clock and 48 seconds, they start fighting. What does that mean? In the video, you see Austin, and they describe it in court tremendously, right? But you see Austin, he goes to the right and then he comes back just like that. You don't see anybody standing up. You don't see 4 guys. You don't see 3 guys. You don't see somebody distracting a coach. You just see movement from Austin. And this movement is so strong, we can only imagine because Eddie was the key witness in this case. Eddie says that Austin knocked him out the way. That's how hard he was moving, right? He knocks Eddie out the way when he's going at Karmelo. All these other kids came in, about 12 of them, 13. I have all of their testimonies here that I took notes on. I'm going to go through that. And every time I try to get to it, we get caught up telling the story because we have to fix this, right? And we can't fix it, but I think people want to know. So I'm here to tell you. here's the thing, right? Check this out. At 10 o'clock and 48 seconds, they start fighting. At 10 o'clock and 53 seconds, the suspect is running. All this happened in 5 seconds. By the time Austin took off to Karmelo, to the time that he stabbed and he runs out the back of the tent is 5 seconds. You don't see any of these guys moving. And I can break when I break down the entire trial, you're going to learn that some of them are going to say you're going to get testimony. In fact, there was a guy that came in for the defense that said he wasn't jumped. Okay. So not only is the video telling a story, but all of these people are telling a story too. And you have to factor that in if you want to really follow the details. And when you get the transcript.
So let's make sense of this, right? Because all I heard throughout this case and this trial was witnesses coming up and saying that it wasn't that hard of a push. It wasn't that hard of a shove. Now, if he charged at him and did a football move, for those who don't know, right? Have you ever had a child in Pop Warner and you put them in the 3-point stance, and when they come up out of that 3-point stance, they supposed to do like a chuck move, like push their hands up into your chest and then try to drive you back? So if he came with that much force, he knocked somebody over. How was that soft? And how was that not him trying to move Karmelo Anthony out of his place?
Inquiry minds want to know. And the whole thing was, Karmelo Anthony was seated the entire time. I don't know, fam. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like you, Miss Price. I just be at a loss for words. At a loss for words. Because, and then, Mr. Julian, you want to help give me some words? You have any comment at this point?
No, I'm just listening. I'm having issues with my volume coming in and out with the stream. I'm not sure why my volume's coming in and out, so I'm missing bits and pieces of it.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. We're going to jump back in for just a few minutes, and we're going to see where this goes.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Can somebody explain that to me? With that much force, that's rage. That is rage. When the person is moving like that and knocking people over and moving people up out the way, they are moving with rage in them. Their adrenaline is pumping. And they're saying that it wasn't that hard of a push or a shove.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That part.
You're going to say, oh, that guy wearing that New York hat and the suit, he knew something, right? He wasn't bullshitting me. Okay? And I didn't want to say it again. I'm sorry. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so let's put this all together. It's only 5 seconds that last night when I showed you guys the video, the anchor, I think is News Nation. What did he say? He said they only fought for 5 seconds. So that gives credence to what I'm saying. He went and saw the video that everybody claims is different. And you know what the guy said? He said the video is blurred. He saw the same video I did. And he went when people were allowed to come in and fill out their name on a list. So that's how you have to put details together, right? Because he made this statement a year ago. That video that I played last night, folks, that's from a year ago. When Eddie was changing his story in court, the defense attorney says, well, you're saying this today, but you know, a year ago you said this. And also there was a girl there changing her story, the defense. would say, listen, you're saying this today, but do you know they went through most of these kids like that?
This made me feel better when I heard it a little bit, but how weak would the cross-examination have to be if you're asking the kids, why is your story different? Why is your story different? And they even let some, allegedly, I have to say, allegedly, they were able to read over their previous testimony that they had, they had given the police, and before they even got on the witness stand. So, yeah.
Were they lying? It may have been that they were not remembering properly. I can't tell you. I'm just here to tell you this is what we saw a consistency of. But
now, did y'all just hear what he just said, right? Because this is what I mean by people not sharing everything. This is why I want the transcripts. This is why I need the transcripts, right? Because they couldn't wait to say how the prosecutor turned the defensive witnesses against the defense. They couldn't wait to come out and say that, right? Oh, the defense, they were inconsistent on their testimony, and but none of them stated how the defense was doing the same thing to the prosecution witnesses. How they were shaky. They had a problem remembering what Hunter Metcalf did. They couldn't remember what I said Hunter, my bad. I meant to say Austin. They had a problem with remembering what Austin Metcalf did. But they sure knew and remembered what Karmelo supposedly had did.
Yep.
That part didn't go out of their brain. I wonder why is that? But I know why, and I'm quite sure you guys know why.
Guess what? The mainstream media says, yeah, there was one guy in the defense that changed his story. No, all of these kids were telling a different tale than the day of or the day after when they were actually recorded and they had transcripts of what they actually said. I'm going to get into that. So, for those of you who have been here, remember I told you we're going off of what Hunter said, right? Hunter says he heard Karmelo. He says this boy walks up and he's saying all these terrible things, and I told him to get out of here. Who's this or whatever? Okay. Another kid says that they started asking, like, here's the thing. There's a black guy, the first black guy that came in. He says he tells Karmelo, get out of here. So it's not a white on black thing. It was black kids telling Karmelo, book it, get out of here. Okay. So I want you guys to work with the truth, because even if you have the truth, number one, it gives you a basis of what you're working with. That's the bottom line. But even with the truth, what I'm about to tell you is going to help you understand that it's still wrong. Okay. So we're going to get to that right now, but I'm going to do it with the witness testimony. So check this out. Hunter hears Karmelo. I just told you the story. Hunter says Austin grabbed his backpack. That was never mentioned by any of these witnesses in court.
Mm-mm.
You mean to tell me none of them saw Austin grabbing the guy's backpack? Why is that the case? It's a matter of interpretation. And that tells me that Hunter was really sitting down. He's actually telling a story. Usually people, when they tell a story and they're lying about it, they tell a front-on story, right? They could be clever. But when they say they turn around and he's actually recanting like a real story, it's consistent to what I heard in court. He sees the backpack flying. When I saw in the video, the backpack was over. I'm like, why didn't Karmelo take his backpack? But he was trying to get out of Dodge. That's a Southern term. I'm from Virginia. Okay, he was trying to get out. After this happened, he was trying to book it, right? And unlike what the prosecution tried to say, he went and tried to chuck this knife. He threw it down. Literally, the knife was about 3 bleachers up. Now, it's very important that you guys know.
So he didn't throw the knife like they said. You see, You see how they put the extra chili in the sauce? I said extra chili in the sauce, and I meant to say extra sauce in the chili. They love putting extra sauce in the chili. If you didn't know any better, the way that they told this story is totally dramatic. It's totally, oh my God. It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that, folks. They put the extras on top of the extras. Oh, he tossed the knife. He dropped the knife right where he was at. He was above Austin Metcalf. The knife was right where Karmelo Anthony was. Right after he poked him, he dropped it. But they said he tossed it. You see how they put the extras on it? But let's keep going.
That Karmelo was not even under the tent. So for a whole year, I had been hearing that he was sitting under the tent. He went there because it was raining.
Hold on, I think I just missed the part.
Go back.
I think I just missed the part. I gotta go back. I know I was talking too much and it came in so suddenly I almost missed it because I wanted to drop a bomb on that one. I gotta go back a little bit, y'all, because I gotta drop a bomb after he say that. Because that changes a lot, doesn't it?
Yep.
That changes a whole lot right there. What he just said, so I gotta put an emphasis on that. I gotta put an emphasis on that.
He sees the backpack flying. When I saw in the video, the backpack was over. I'm like, why didn't Karmelo take his backpack? But he was trying to get out of Dodge. That's a Southern term. I'm from Virginia. Okay, he was trying to get out. After this happened, he was trying to book it, right? And unlike what the prosecution tried to say, he went and tried to chuck this knife. He threw it down. Literally, the knife was about 3 bleachers up. Now, it's very important that you guys know that Karmelo was not even under the tent. So for a whole year, I had been hearing that he was sitting under the tent. He went there because it was raining. He wasn't sitting under the tent. He was sitting on a row right behind the tent. Eddie was on that same row and other people. They were being rained on. It wasn't a issue because it was drizzling at times. It was raining at others, okay?
So
I'm going to pause right there. He wasn't under the tent.
Wow.
And this man, in case y'all are wondering, Mel Watching the World 777 is an independent reporter. He's reported on cases from Donald Trump to everybody in between. He has a lot of credits to his name. He travels all over the country, and he's getting ready to do the Weinstein trial too. So he travels all over the country as an independent reporter. So he was in the courtroom, and he's the only person, the only outlet that I have ever heard say that Karmelo was not under the tent.
Wow.
Now, I don't know much. I think me and you, Ms. Price, could go to court and defend him and just debunk the whole thing. He dropped the knife. That's important because it shows that there was no intent. If you run it and you throw something away, intent, that means you're trying to intentionally hide it. But if you just drop it and run, you're trying to get the hell out of there.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's because your adrenaline is going. You know, if you realize, wait a minute, I just stabbed somebody, or, you know, something just happened and these kids are coming at me, I need to get out of here. Your adrenaline is pumping. You're scared for your life. You're scared about what just happened. And you can tell this is because they was trying to call him a thug and how his parents raised him all bad and stuff. A person that's a thug is going to do a couple of things. He going to chunk the knife with intent to hide it. He going to be like, yeah, I killed him. Yeah, I done lied and whatever it is. He going to, a thug is going to act out what they are. But he was sincere. He dropped the knife. He ran to the coach and he admitted, I just stabbed him. That's somebody that's humble and have humility about something that went wrong.
Yep.
And again, I need to know, because people keep saying he had a knife. Did he have a knife or did he have a Swiss Army knife, the one that have all the little mechanical things? Which one was it?
They're saying,
Because
I've heard more reports now that it was a multi-purpose tool.
yes, so and they say, well, why would he bring a knife to that event? If that was like a Swiss Army knife that has all the little mechanical tools to it, then yes, kids bring those because they work on their cleats with it. You know, they have whatever little projects they do. I know a lot of kids that used to bring little Swiss Army knives to school or to the events. Even I used to run track, so yeah, I've seen little boys have those little Swiss Army knives with the little mechanical tools on it. So again, people are trying to make him out to like, well, why did he bring a knife? What was he afraid of? Did he have to bring a knife? Did he actually just bring a knife, or was it I want to see that, and nobody would bring that into evidence. They just keep saying knife, knife, knife. I want to actually see it.
Yeah, and I have pictures of it. I have to find it. I may be able to slide it in. We're just gonna watch a few more minutes of this because that was the bombshell in this video to me. The fact that he didn't throw it, and that it was right there where he was sitting.
That's bad.
That and that they did hear that he had the backpack, that Austin snatched the backpack and threw it. You hear that. And then that he moved the other boy out of the way, trying to get to Karmelo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And then come find out, the cherry on top, he wasn't even sitting under the damn tent.
Wasn't under the tent. So why did he have to leave?
He didn't have to leave anyway, because I don't care. He was asked to leave. Who the hell was this little boy? Who the hell were they? He wasn't asked to leave by an authority.
They were put in charge by the coach, so they had the authority to say who can be, because they was watching the tent, because the coach put them in charge.
You were not an authority figure. You were overstepping your bounds. If you politely asked somebody to leave and they would not leave, then you need to go get your coach. That is how that is supposed to work.
Exactly. Get your coach.
That is how it's supposed to work. And now we learn his ass wasn't under the tent.
And again, my same question is, where were the adults? I still want to know where the adults was. I haven't my kids played football, they ran track, they played basketball, all of that. I have never been to an event where no adults was around a set of kids. Even when the kids wanted to go sit at the very back or high up on the bleachers, it was still parents around, like within eye shot that you can see what's going on. I myself personally, kids that went to school with my kids or knew of my kids or whatever, and they would be sitting above me, and I hear all this, MF and da da da, and I'd be like, hey, hold on. I'm sitting here. You might not have no respect for whoever, but you're gonna have respect for me. I would say something. So, where are the adults? Where were the adults in all this? You cannot tell me it was not one adult that seen what was going on, especially if it's a confrontation. If you hear somebody saying, hey, man, you need to leave. No adult was around. I don't understand that.
And they were saying, I think it was him saying that there were other people sitting next to Karmelo on that same bleacher. So he wasn't like the only person there on that row that he was sitting on. But we'll listen to a little bit more of it. And Mr. Julian, if your mic is working, feel free to jump in. We're just letting it roll.
Yeah, what y'all discussing right now, I grew up in a small town myself, and when we played certain football teams in the district, that certain things were going to take place and certain things were going to get ignored. So we're talking about an issue of turning a blind eye. That's what's going on. Just like you said, I was a trainer on the basketball team and also rode with the football team as well when I was in high school. And just like y'all were saying, that having a utility knife wasn't an odd thing. You had to sometimes open up packages, cut tape, various things like that, So that would be very logical for somebody to have a Swiss Army knife.
And as far as nobody seeing anything, they saw what happened. They're just used to ignoring it.
Gotcha.
Wow. Okay, we'll see what else Mr. Melly Mel has to say.
For a whole year, people running around here talking about why didn't he just get out of the tent? Why would he get out of something he's not even in? Why would he get out of a tent if he's not even in the tent? Or should I say canopy? They say canopy. So if he's not in the canopy and he's sitting outside of the canopy, that means that he is sitting on public property. But when they tell the story, they will lead you to believe as if Karmelo Anthony was fully engraved up under that tent. Like he was sitting right in the middle of it or something. Because that's all people keep saying. Why didn't he just leave the tent? Why didn't he just get out of the tent when they told him to leave? He wasn't in the tent. He was on the outside corner of the tent. So does that change your argument? Because they over dramatized this whole story. They over dramatized this whole story. They made you think
up a little bit.
That means that you were moving at a haste. You were moving at a speed and you don't even know what you just did. You see how dropping it sounds totally different? Dropping sounds totally different. Feelings and our thoughts. We don't got to call nobody out. If you feel they're a liar, ignore them. According to witnesses. So that means that he left it there.
Under the tent. So you know how your feet might be under the tent, but the bulk of your body is not under the tent. Okay. So you have to know that part. Okay. You also need to understand that when it comes to Karmelo, his team did not have a tent. That's a big issue. They did not have a tent. The reason why, according to what was testified in court, is because they didn't have enough kids to put their tent up. When it came to Memorial's tent for Austin and Hunter put the tent up. So why was Karmelo going around? Maybe it was because he didn't have a tent, right? That's something that really needs to be discussed, and really you could draw on that tremendously too, right? The guy don't have a tent. So this is a key ingredient to what could be triggering things, right? We got to look at that. Okay, so let's get back to the tent. Hunter is sitting down. He's not walking in. We're going by testimony, not even video. Let's take video out. Hunter sitting down. Now, this is not the court testimony from Hunter, but we have the video. Doesn't matter. You're going to see it all come together. He's sitting down. He hears Karmelo, turns around like, what's going on? He says Austin grabs his backpack. Now, let's put that together with what these other boys are saying. A lot of kids were coming in just giving a cookie cutter answer. Yeah, he just touched him on the shoulder. Politely, like, come off it. You know what I mean? So we saw that, a whole day of that. The prosecution had really had them lined up. I know how it works. You go to court, they prep you. It's a year ago, So anyway, let's go to what these guys say. There's a young guy. He's 16 years old, a white boy, right? And no offense to anybody. It is what it is. His name starts with a H. I've never been a football player. I was very intrigued by him. This is what he says. And when we get those transcripts, right, we're going to have something, right? He says that Austin, right, he hit Karmelo with a lineman drill. A lineman drill. This is what the kid says, and he's for the prosecution. Do you guys understand? He's for Austin's side. And I said, what is a line? I don't play football. I play basketball all my life. I wasn't into football, right? Lineman drill. And then Remedy sent me a picture, and I don't have it to put up right now, but Remedy, maybe you can get it to me. The lineman drill Calvin showed you where you really get up under the guy, right?
Matter of
And
fact,
you raise him up.
Yeah.
Hold on. So for people that don't know, let's see what we can do right here. Let's see what we can do right
I know
here.
exactly what it is. I had a defensive lineman right here now.
Wow. Why would it was just not meant for him to win ever, no matter what anybody came out and said, or it was just already, it was the cards had already been dealt.
This is, let's see where it's at. Right here.
Here's how you dominate O-linemen in the run game with your hands. In run game situations, you want to work on getting full extension with your arms. Here's the best.
Yep.
Hold on, I don't want to play the music. For those who want to know what he's talking about, right? This is the offensive lineman type drill. He explaining what you need to do. You see how he is holding him up by the chest, and he's down, and he's trying to get explosive and pushing back. That's an offensive lineman drill, right? You trying to move him back. So you using the force of your lower body with your hands and driving the person back. That is an offensive lineman drill.
That's not a
That
barely
is
push.
what people are talking
not
about.
at all.
Well, not people. That is what the witness is talking about when he says the offensive lineman drill. That is what it is. You get down in the stance, and then you come up with your hands, and then you use the strength of your lower body to drive them backwards.
Because he was sitting
That is
down.
what he is talking about. So when they
down.
say that it wasn't that much force, but he came at him with enough force to knock Eddie out the way. He came at him with enough force to knock Eddie out the way. But then they say it was soft. So about the time he got to him, he was able to slow his body down and just basically touch him, because that's the way they made it seem. They made it seem like all he did was this. So he went from 3 bleachers down up.
Oh,
with 2 hands.
Mr. Taylor was saying. Mr. Taylor was trying to say something.
Yeah, the sole intent of a lineman drill is the main thing is displacement. There's no such thing as a lineman drill where you touch somebody. That's the whole intent, that you get them out the way, that you move them. So for a kid to say that type of move was done, it was with the intent on moving the person. It wasn't intent on just touching. Yes, it was. Yeah, that's
moving them out the way.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so just like we have the exhibit here, the defense didn't have that much sense. Even if they didn't have a video prep to say, okay, well, we reserve the right to come back and question this witness later, after they pulled up a video showing what that is, so that the jury would have a reference point. I know if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I know this. But I find it so unbelievable. I just find it unbelievable that they were so incompetent. And incompetent on purpose.
But wasn't the parents in the court? Like, did nobody touch the lawyer and say, hey, could you question this? Could you ask this? You know, because myself personally, if I sat in there and seen, like you said, the judicial lynching of my kid, I don't care if they had to throw me in contempt of court. I'm going to stand up and be like, you know, this is BS. I fire my lawyer. I need another lawyer. Y'all going to have to do. I would have been in jail, because I would have been in contempt, because you're not going to just sit there and judicially lynch my child without asking the proper questions, without submitting in evidence. Because I would have asked, where's the forensics report? Where is the witness? Why y'all didn't even have a character witness to tell you that my son is a honor roll student, worked 2 jobs, and this here, my son is not I'm telling you, I would have went off. They would have had to pull me out of the court as a parent.
Yeah, I think, well, from what the parents were saying in a previous interview with the Breakfast Club with Mimi, is that they were just fully trusted the attorney and had faith that even when things looked like it was going to fall apart, that it would all work out. And they didn't have somebody like a Dr. Jeremiah to say, hey, when you're going to talk, because he would have went and talked. They would have had a conversation about the witnesses that you finna call. Why didn't you ask this? What was up with this? Or did you reserve the right to recall this? Where are your objections, man?
Exactly.
What are we doing? But I think they were just scared. It looks like they were just scared, and they were just thinking that, hell, for $600,000, I think I would have thought somebody had my best interest at heart too.
That again, for $600,000, things wasn't going right. I want my money back. I need a new lawyer. I'm telling, I would have got thrown out of court because this is my child. You know what I'm saying? This is my child. This is somebody I birthed. This is somebody I paid to have a roof over their head and feed them every day. This is my blood. I'm gonna act a fool because you can't sit up there and tell me that. Because I mean, you don't have to be a lawyer, you don't have to know the law, but you have questions in your head to be like, hey, that don't sound right. Explain that to me. Because even you can be ignorant of everything, but the only thing that makes you dumb is for the questions you don't ask.
Right.
And I would have asked every question on the moon. Can he say that? Can he do that? Is that right? I would have asked the lawyer all kinds of questions. Because at this point in time, everything is stacked against my child. They telling me and telling you and the jury while we sitting in court that my son was the aggressor and my son was just sitting there. You're telling me that y'all saying that my son brought in a knife. He had a multi-purpose tool to, that he always takes to his events. I'm telling you, I would have asked, like I say, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask.
I agree.
And I would have, I'm sorry, I'm telling you, I would, as a parent, and I'm not judging them, how they raised and everything, but my child could not have been Karmelo Anthony. Because if that was my child, I would have been in jail serving probably 35 years because I would have been off on everybody. Because that's my baby.
Thank you. But I think it's like with lawyers and doctors and engineers, poking at Mr. Julian, and and people that are in IT. I think we think their jobs are so technical and so complicated that I think sometimes you just defer to their expertise. But you're right, they should have spoke up. Especially when they start feeling and seeing that things were not going right.
Not going his way.
And
it still could be one of those type of situations where it's a little bit of miseducation.
Yeah, a lot.
Like believing that the lawyer is going to have your best interest, and sometimes it could be one of those situations. Because I've dealt with a couple of lawyers myself over the years, and different lawyers tell you different things, and some tell you to hush, don't say anything, because something that you say can be detrimental. Then others say speak up. So, I mean, it could. I'm not sure what the discussion was with the lawyers and the parents on that situation, but it could be one of those type of things of they thought they could do something more detrimental if they said something.
Yeah, they told them to be quiet.
Yeah, because they was trying to lynch their son. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. Because whatever you say is going to incriminate him.
And that's the real reason Karmelo's side of the story never came out, is because they told them that they needed to be quiet during this whole process.
And that happens a lot. That's not something that's new in the judicial system. That happens a lot, where people are told to don't say anything, just trust the process, follow the process. And that's why you have people that go to jail. They have all these appeals and trying to go to the Supreme Court, because once they get in jail, they realize I could have said something. I had more options.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and appeals court, I know we talked about the appeals process, and he has an appeal attorney, but just so when you go to appeals court, all the court does is really say, okay, y'all, the lower court needs to look at it again. Maybe they get a new trial or they review the evidence at the lower court level again, but it doesn't change anything. They just say, okay, they may overturn a ruling or something and make you go back and make the lower court go back and do something, but that's not the trial itself. So you have to pay anywhere from 100,000, 50 to 100,000 for an appeals attorney just to go to appeals court. And then after appeals court, you need another attorney to come back and actually fight the case over again or work with the court at that level. So you still haven't, you still got a long ways to go, even in a lot of expense, even after the appeals court. Because I know people were talking about the amount of money that they needed to raise. And yeah, they got gypped big time on the first GoFundMe. And just to restate, the family did not have control over that GoFundMe money. They did not have access to that initial GoFundMe money. The lawyers had direct, they were the ones that had direct access to the money, not the family, not at all. Not at all. So that's where we be, fam. We're going to listen to just a little bit more before we go. And if we don't get to the point that I want to get to, then we can always come back and finish up.
And all he did was this.
I'm going to fast forward just a sec.
Okay. This your kid. Some of them, their mother would show up for them and they'd be so proud, but then they get really nervous. I saw Eddie's mother. She was nervous to be. My heart went out to her, Good people, it seemed, right? Trying to survive. So this kid named Jay, we'll call him. You know what Jay says? Let me tell you what I wrote in my notes. Let me just find it. Give me 1 second. Let's just breeze through it. He says he was class of 26. His mother was the twins' pediatrician. See my notes? So this kid, his mother was the pediatrician of the twins of Austin. Okay. All right. He was scrolling through TikTok. Okay. He said Austin was standing and maybe one other person. Okay. So he says maybe one other person. He says Karmelo was acting suspicious and he came out of the blue. That was his words. He says Karmelo came out of the blue. He says Austin asked him to leave, and he says Austin never raised his voice. He says going back and forth, they went back and forth. He says Austin pointed out his hand was in the backpack. So he's saying that Austin saw Karmelo's hand in the backpack. He pointed it out. He said he already knew what he wanted to do. Okay, so he's saying Karmelo knew what he already wanted to do. He says Austin said, you don't have anything. We're all from Frisco. So this is when Austin is saying, so there's two things happening here. The other witness came in, a little black guy. He said once he saw Karmelo put his hand in his bag, once they started arguing, the bag was initially on Karmelo's shoulder. Karmelo put the bag in his lap and he put his hand in. Under the prosecution, they said that Karmelo had the knife open. That was one of the key ingredients in the opening arguments. Okay? But this other little black kid, he said, I told Austin not to do it. Don't bother him, because he said he had a feeling like Karmelo had a knife. So that's where this testimony is starting to come in, where Austin said, you don't have anything because we're all from Frisco. So the boy told Austin, don't do it. Austin said, oh, you don't have anything. We're all from Frisco. We're from the good side of town. And he didn't say all that, but I'm just giving you some dialogue here, right? Okay. He said that Austin was a middle linebacker, and he says Austin grabs him.
All right, so he said he had it ready. So if the backpack was on his shoulder, then he put it to his lap. He said he had it ready. But like they stories just don't add up for real. Like, how are they seeing all this in this short period of time?
5 seconds.
They said that this happened in 5 seconds. When did the time come for them to have all of this dialogue? Because Hunter was the first one to speak to Karmelo. So when did this time come for them to have so much dialogue? So y'all wasn't seeing any back and forth happening while they were sitting there for them 4 minutes? Did he turn his head and say something to him? Like, where? I don't know.
By his hoodie with 2 hands and started to grab him out of his seat. Do you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
This is what the kid says. His name starts with the J. He said Austin started to grab Karmelo out of his seat. Okay? Lifting him, right? Mm-hmm. So
now remind you what I said with the football move. You see how this come into play now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was telling y'all about the offensive lineman drill in football move. You are trying to lift a person up by their chest plate. You're putting your hands on them so you can lift them up like this and push them backwards, getting them off balance. That was what he was doing. He was trying to control Karmelo Anthony, getting him off balance. So when they saying that it was just a push, explain to me, how was it just a push? Was they standing face to face and he just pushed him and shoved?
Swivel ahead
Nope.
a little bit.
okay.
No.
Now I'm not speaking on the whole. Tonight we've already talked about the multi-purpose tool, the knife, whatever you want to. There's a big argument about that. I don't want to argue with people because somebody's gonna say it's a knife. Somebody says a multi-purpose tool. I can't come and tell you because I saw the knife. You know what I mean? I saw what happened. I'd be a fool to come to you guys and try to sell you that it's a fingernail clipper. You wouldn't want to listen to me on the next case. You're going to say, man, get out of here. You told us some nonsense, right? I have to be honest, or you guys are not going to follow me, or I wouldn't follow somebody that makes up nonsense, right? But so let's put this together with what Hunter says. Hunter really set me free to understand this. In that video, Hunter says he hears Karmelo talking nonsense, right? He turned around, tell him, get out of here. That's consistent to the other little black guy. His name started with a T. I know this case like the back of my hand. You know, I was really on it. He said that Hunter and them started on Karmelo. So now when he says them, I already know these other guys, even the black guys, are telling Karmelo, get out of here, okay? Now in court, they said that it was 13 or 14 times. It was all in 5 minutes. Okay, I showed you guys according to the time. This all happened in 5 minutes. Eddie said it was only 3 or 4 times they asked him that Austin, he specifically was talking about Austin, I believe, asked him to leave 3 or 4 times. Maybe the other testimony was a compilation of everybody saying, get out of here. Okay. So let me tie this together for you. Hunter says Austin grabbed his backpack, right? Because that's his angle. When he turns around, he see that backpack flying. He assumes that Austin grabbed it and threw it or whatever. The guy that his name starts with the H, he's sitting differently over here, and he sees a lineman drill. Gets up under him, right? The guy Jay, he's sitting on his phone. He said he was on TikTok, right? I just read you my notes. Where he's sitting at, he sees Austin picking him up. I mean, you got to be out of your mind to let somebody pick you up out of your. Once you're off the ground, you know, this is a real big problem. Nobody wants to hear this, but this is why the transcripts are so essential, okay? Because when you guys get the transcripts, all you got to do is find the name that I pointed it out to you already. You go listen to the test.
Did y'all just hear what he just said? This is the prosecutor witness. How is that just a shove or a push? He said he turned around and he lifted him up. And Hunter did say that he grabbed the backpack. Now Hunter's story is starting to pan out. So for those who are questioning this man, he take very good notes. And I can't wait to get him on the show so y'all can ask questions that y'all want to ask him.
Pause it
because
right here. And we could come back and revisit this, y'all, and keep picking apart this. So, because we don't have the transcripts at this point. And that's a lot of what the problem is. That's why, we didn't have any camera. There was no audio. And what takes so long to release the transcripts? What are y'all trying to do to the transcript?
Document like they did video.
Even if you got to redact some of the kids' names that were testifying, I don't even know if you can really do that. Then, okay, I understand that. But yeah, that's what we're doing. But I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. The one thing I did not do is tell you how you can further support the Johnny Binder Show. We are growing. You see, we just picked up a new host, and we're going to have more resources in the streets as well, just so we can be there on the ground, boots on the ground, to capture news as it is happening. And to expand, it costs money. So here we go. Our Cash App is $JBS Live. That is J as in Johnny, B as in Binder, S as in Show Live. Any size donation is greatly appreciated, and it goes to the improvement and furtherance of the show so we can get the message out there. That's JBS Live on Cash App. So, Mr. Taylor, you have to come back. I don't. Oh, there he is. Thank you for turning your camera on. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And yeah, we want you back. I love your opinions. You have a nice analytical view. Chris, plain to the point. Appreciate that. Always, Miss Price. I loved your Mama Bear energy today. So again, if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or you were on TikTok, thank you for your continued support. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Mr. Julian, were you saying something?
No, I was saying it's been a pleasure speaking with y'all tonight.
Thank you.
Add one more thing. When it comes to this, I understand we're getting the facts, we're putting out there, we're trying to let everybody know. But what I want to see, especially in our community, is to actually come up with solutions.
Yes.
A lot of people want to come up with revenge tactics and everything, but we need to come up with real life solutions, and we need to come together. It's sad to say, but we do have that crab in the bucket mentality. I always want to pull us down. And I believe that this case happened because we need to come together and we need to come up with a solution.
Yes. So our homework, fam, and for us as panelists as well, is to come up with what those solutions could look like.
Yes.
What we would like to see. And then we can come back and share them on the show. And for those of you who are listening, I want to know what your suggestions are too. This is, like I said, this is your show. We're just here, but this is your show. We're facilitating and doing the talking, but this is your show so that we'll know as a community how we can move forward and what we can do to share and support each other. So I did want to put this up just one more time. Remove. Here we go. Send a letter to Karmelo, and that's one thing we can do. It's not a solution to prevent anything happening, but it is a way to show love. And not just for Karmelo, because I am so guilty of this. If I have loved ones that have been incarcerated, I don't write letters.
Yeah.
And I need to, because it keeps them tethered to their humanity, to know that someone on the outside still thinks about them and still loves them and is holding them in prayer and cares enough to write. So gives them hope. So that is one thing. We can be hope dealers out here. But we'll talk about those solutions more on another show. If you are in Houston, we will be near the underpass near Minute Maid Stadium for to honor homeless fathers, and we will be out there providing hot meals for them as the Johnny Binder Show Sunday from 10 until the food is gone. So if you would like to volunteer, please go to hoodiesforhope.org. That is hoodiesforhope.org. And let me go ahead and get out of here because we just have 5 minutes. Thank you, Ms. Price. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Thank you, Pam. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. They don't have to make it official because we made it official a long time ago. We know how to do this. It's our stuff. Love and peace, and y'all be good out there.
Bye.
90% of your crew is snitching. Get out the game. Whatever money you got, go open some kind of business. If you don't know how to open up a business, do what my partner did. He gave his money to a restaurant owner. Now he rich because the restaurant owner pay him every month. He invested like half $500,000 with him. And now he out of Galveston. So now he gets rich. Him and his wife got a big home. They come out of Texas University. If you ain't an entrepreneur, invest your money with a D. Or with Catherine, whoever doing business. With me, I'm going to build 90 townhouses. I need 2.5 right now. So, again, invest your money with somebody you can trust. But get out the game. Because if you don't get out the game, you go into prison. And 85-90% of the time you do, when you get out, you'll be dead. It's not worth it. So, this Johnny Biden talking to you.